Thanks for tuning into this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. It's Wednesday night basketball. It's Mike Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Phoenix Suns. And without any further ado, let's head to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew at the arena. I'll be back at halftime.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Grizzlies come into town for this one. It's Wednesday night basketball, live on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. In the booth, as always, with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Now let's check out the State Farm starting lineups. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Rudy Gay.
Well, what I love about Rudy Gay is that he always finds a way to contribute, even if his shot isn't going. He's very athletic. He can run the floor. He'll score in transition. But if the jump shot isn't going, he's still going to rebound. He's still going to defend. He's still going to put pressure on the defense.
And add to that, Steve, it doesn't end on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, his hands are always making plays and creating problems for would-be scorers, and he really seems to have a nose for the pumpkin.
The Suns, they continue their stretch of home games. They've probably been looking forward to this part of the schedule for a long time. A lot of upcoming home games are slated for them here.
Well, right now for the Suns, they've been terrific in the early going this year. I mean, it looks like all the decisions they made in the offseason are right on point. Their plan's really working for them.
Yeah, I think it's been impressive what they've done, especially given the fact that the expectations were not that high coming into the season. So if anything, they've just kind of gone about their business quietly, put together a nice solid year to this point, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling.
Now here's Conley. Michael Beasley missing his last shot. Goes up on the wing. Rebounded by Dudley. The Phoenix Suns come into this one after the win against the Magic.
And, Kevin, what I like most about that win was their offensive creativity. They had a really varied approach to the game, and it worked well.
And they sure did shoot the ball well, too, Steve, and that never hurts.
You know, Luis Scola, for his career, one of the more underrated big men in the league. But last season, his production wasn't really up to his usual standards. Numbers down a little bit across the board, but, you know, still in his early 30s. I feel like he's got plenty left in his career.
Here's Dragic, following the basket by Marc Gasol. Dragic kicks to Beasley. No luck. Some solid defense from Randolph. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Lionel Hollins. And Doris, what'd you find out?
Yes, Kevin, he said their focus has to be on the defensive end of the floor, going up against a team that's so crafty offensively. He said we can't have that many lapses because they will take advantage. Guys, we'll see how they do. Back to you.
Okay, Doris, so Steve and Clark, what will you guys be looking for overall, defensively from this team, given they're facing such terrific shooters tonight?
Well, it's going to take tremendous energy, so I would look for them to go fairly deep into their bench.
Yeah, I like that thought, Steve. Really, it gives you a chance to hopefully keep your defenders fresh on the defensive end. So that makes sense to me. Let's see if they can pull it off.
And when you look at Scola and his chances of bouncing back from last season, big men do tend to age, it seems like, more gracefully in this NBA.
Yeah, I think that's the case across the board. I mean, his game has never really been based on athleticism. It's a fairly close-to-the-floor game based on skill, and that lends itself to longevity, Kevin. It's kind of like you. You've got those great pipes, those lungs, man, and you can survive a long time as a broadcaster because of it.
Here's Dragic after Rudy Gay's bucket. Dragic dishes to Gortat with the lead pass. Beasley, the pass to Gortat. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Outside Conley. He kicks it to Gay. Blocked. And they'll keep possession. Outside Gasol. Now the pass to Conley. 6 on the shot clock. The 17-footer goes down. Conley's got his second basket of the night.
You know, the Grizzlies were dominant against the West in the 2010-11 season. But as you might imagine, in a season where they lost Zach Randolph for a good portion of the year, they weren't quite the same against the Western Conference last season.
That's good.
Be very careful with this team. They can be really strong inside if they get good position.
Well, you give up that kind of deep position, Steve, you're done. It's over.
Now here's Gay. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Atlanta. Randolph can't hit. And, of course, you lose a guy like Zach Randolph, your power forward. You have a harder time matching up with all the great post players in the West. It was a pretty big challenge.
A big-time challenge, Kevin. And yet the Grizzlies were able to come out ahead overall with the 26-22 record against the West. But certainly without Randolph, they just could not match what they had accomplished the year prior. You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. This is their second meeting of the year against this Grizzlies team.
Well, the thing that served them best in that game was their fantastic three-point shooting.
And the way they were rotating, moving the ball, getting it from side to side, getting open on the perimeter, boy, it was beautiful to watch.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. Up top, Leonard. Outside, Arenas. This one for three. Shot is no good. And it's Memphis the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
As a team in that game, they shot the ball incredibly well. And that was the number one reason they came out on top.
And it was no fluke. I mean, they were as in sync as you could hope for. Really working hard and creating quality shots. And they did it time and time again. Flawless alley-oop that time. That's some real stylish basketball there.
Almost looks like a play they've been rehearsing for a while.
Well, that's the beauty of the alley-oop. It appears that way, but really it's just timing and sort of an innate sense of awareness between two teammates.
Brown can be covering. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Suns shooting their first free throws here for the night.
No, this is a mediocre free throw shooting team. They're sitting there at about 73% as a unit.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
Conley with the three. No good on that last second attempt there. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far.
9. Coming up next Monday, Tim Duncan.
So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you guys think?
A lot of hard work being put in on the glass. This is a very physical team. They're doing a nice job in the paint.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job gang rebounding too, Steve. Everybody's boxing out down there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Dragic and Dudley are the backcourt tandem. Markieff Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Scola in at the pivot, manning the middle. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Hey, gentlemen. Well, back in 2010, Tony Allen left the Celtics team that had just been to the finals to join the Grizzlies, a team that had never won a playoff game in their 15-year history. A lot of people thought he'd lost his senses, but Allen says, I felt like I couldn't get any further than where I was, playing behind Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, both Hall of Fame guys. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? Asked if Tony was right to leave, Celtics coach Doc Rivers said, of course he was right. A guy like Tony should play 30 minutes a game. Rivers said he appreciated Allen always accepted his role on that team and never complained. Kevin, he's carving a new niche here in Memphis. And
in leaving to pursue a bigger role, Doris, he has helped transform the Grizzlies into a contender in the West. No doubt about that. Great story. Thank you.
You know, for a while, Kevin, it seemed as though the Suns were looking to slow things down a bit. But last year, Coach Alvin Gentry picked up the pace again and encouraged his team to get out and shoot more threes.
Now here's Conley. Right now averaging 7 points a game.
That's the shot he was looking for. I'm surprised he didn't get it to fall.
Gay. Passes to Arthur. He passes to Conley. He dishes it to Allen. Second chance shot, and he connects with the jumper. 6 points for Conley. I think, and this is going back to the Suns, that they wanted to get back to when they were at their most successful, running out, not using a whole bunch of the clock, bombing it from deep. Steve, that was a fun style of play back then, and they're trying to bring it back now.
Well, I think they have to, Kevin, because they don't have the half-court weapons offensively that allow them to score when the game really becomes a grinded-out affair. So to get out and run and shoot is something that I think gives the Suns their best chance to win.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Gortat. Fry comes in for Michael Beasley. Gilbert Arenas is checked in for Shannon Brown. And it's Dragic in for Sebastian Telfair. Now, here's Fry. Tony Rote missing his last shot. Bonner for three. That's good. Bonner's got his first 3 points of the game.
Not many guys with his size can shoot the ball that well from out there.
Tries a three. Rote, no good.
You look at Suns coach Alvin Gentry, has over 30 years of NBA coaching experience and over a decade as a head coach. Last year with the Suns, he tallied his 300th coaching victory.
Here's Roten. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Roten kicks to Pondexter. Kicks it to Bayless. Shoots over Dragic. Kept alive. And there's the feed to Roten. Into Zach Randolph. Using his post move to get the 2 points. And the Suns call time. And Alvin Gentry in Phoenix for 6 years as an assistant, so he was a natural to take over the head coaching reins and continue their up-tempo offensive system.
Yeah, he did a terrific job. And, he's got a great way of communicating to his players. He's a very funny guy. The players love him, but he can also be tough, and he establishes the right tone. And now the big challenge is to do so without Steve Nash. Now it's time to run this offense without Nash. Major challenge for Gentry.
Knocked loose. Stolen by Randolph. Here's Ellington. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And that's exactly what you call a high percentage hoop there.
Sure is.
The one-handed throwdown. Gotta love it.
Scola, a screen on Conley. They get a hand on it. And now here comes Gay leading the break. Shoots over Dudley. Ellington kicks to Gay. Another miss by Gay.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Morris with the bucket.
A much better quarter for them in terms of shooting the basketball.
Anytime your field goal percentage as a team is up in the high 50s, you're doing a lot of stuff right.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. That's good.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Arenas passes to Dudley. Back to Arenas. From downtown. Good. Arenas has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Suns lead by 4. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's Wednesday night. We're almost over the hump. This is the 2K Sports Halftime. Out in Phoenix, it's the Suns taking care of business against the Grizzlies. They're atop the conference standings and looking to defend their position. Kawhi Leonard has stood out in the early going. I don't think anybody could have seen this coming. He's been a major player coming off the bench. And there's no quitting the Grizzlies. They came to win. A dramatic advantage in the paint. They're getting right in close and converting the kind of buckets they want. Some great work out there by Michael Conley. He's got 6 points, and he's had some good court vision, helping out in the assist department as well. Starting things off with a look at games on tap for later. Out in
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Leonard having a good one. He has 9 points, and he's got the three-pointer to fall for him, too.
Yeah, he's no one-dimensional player, Clark. He can do damage in several ways, including from long range.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Rudy Gay, Zach Randolph, and Marc Gasol, the front court. Mike Conley and Tony Allen in the backcourt.
Well, for a long time, the Grizzlies had been looking for something to build on, but with the core group of players that they have now, I think they have a really bright future. This is a team that defends, they play well together, and they've got really good interior passing as well.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
The Phoenix Suns training staff and doctors are renowned league-wide. Back in 2000, they developed their unorthodox methodology for injury prevention and rehab. They evaluate players' flexibility in 8 different areas 4 times a week, do manual muscle testing for strength, assess movement, and even take measurements of players' legs, ankles, and hips. This allows them to determine which muscles are tight or weak, which joints are out of whack, and they look for and find any dysfunction. It's this understanding and application of what's called kinesiology that's enabled them to have such remarkable results. Kevin?
They do amazing work, Doris. Thank you. Well, you mentioned the interior passing, Steve. The Grizzlies work so well as a unit. Clark, they can just pick you apart.
Yeah, and they didn't really have huge assist numbers as a team, but Gasol was one of the best passing centers, and Bates and Randolph combined for quite a few helpers as well.
Dragic with it, over by Conley. On its way from Beasley for 2. That's good on the jump shot. And the Suns lead by 6.
Hot start for this club coming out of halftime. That's 3 in a row now.
Conley kicks to Gay. And Scola with the block. But they get it back. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Beasley for 3. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Gay's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
So far, he hasn't made much of a contribution at the offensive end.
You look at Lionel Hollins, I'm so impressed with the job he's done. I actually played for him way back in 1988. He was an assistant coach with the Phoenix Suns. That was my rookie season. And he was just a really good guy to play for. Worked hard, has a nice way about him. Kind of a player's coach. Really has a good relationship, a good feel for his player.
Here's Arenas following the score by Memphis. 4 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Brown. Hands it from downtown.
Now you guys know the 3 ball is his bread and butter.
The Grizzlies trail by 7. And this Grizzlies team, up and coming in the West, certainly. You've got to give Coach Hollins, Steve, a lot of credit for their success.
Well, what he's done is he's given this team an identity and a style, and that's so important in this league. What Memphis is, they're an inside-out team. They're tough, they're blue-collar, and they're going to defend every game, and that really comes from their coach.
Honors shot, good.
Well, the Red Rocket, as they call him, one of the best outside shooting big men that we've seen in this league the last few years. You cannot leave him open outside defensively.
Yeah, classic shooting 4-man. His game is to spot up at the three-point line and wait for the open look.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop. Well, it hasn't been an easy fall from grace for the Suns. They were once the cream of the crop in the West. In fact, for about a 5 or 6 year stretch, they were near the top or at the top of that conference.
Oh! Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there. That's a nice finish for the big fella there. I mean, he used his length very well under the basket.
There may be more athletic players around the league, but, Steve, not many bigger ones.
And I'll tell you what, Kevin, I'd like to see him even take advantage of that size more often on the offensive end and be more aggressive.
Beasley against Gay. Beasley dishes to Dudley. Takes the lead pass. Rejected by Gasol. Here's Roten. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 5th assist in this one.
Yeah, I saw just a little bit of daylight, went right to the rim.
Kicks it out to Beasley. Over Gay. And it's Beasley. That time in the assist by Dragic. And that's now 6 points for Beasley. Here's Roten. Right side, Conley. In low to Camby. Kicks it out to Gay. Free throw line jump shot. Camby kicks to Roten. Pass to Gay. Left side, Gasol. Kicks it out to Gay. Here's Conley. Nails the runner. Conley's got 8. Now Dragic lets it go from deep. Got it off in time, but it's no good. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Suns ahead. They lead by a bucket. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Tune in this Friday night. DeMarcus Cousins and the Sacramento Kings take on Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's Western Conference action.
While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Uncontainable Game Report. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi Leonard gets the Uncontainable Game Award tonight. Coming off the bench, he has been just the kind of energy his team needed and given the starters a run for their money in production.
Great, Doris. Thanks. And when you look at that textbook contribution, guys, coming from one of your reserves, he really fit that definition here tonight.
Yeah, he's really been the X factor in this game. To be honest, I don't think they were ready for him defensively. It seemed like they just didn't have a plan on how to guard him.
Well, you know, one of the things about having a guy like him come off the bench is that it gives you a burst. He's a power surge, and he creates immediate matchup problems, especially when he gets hot.
Scola and Gortat, they're inside. Round out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Leonard in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Memphis trailing here. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
Some really good games going on. How about that Denver one? That's an interesting game. They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
So for the Suns, Beasley comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Dragic in for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, he took that defender head on and threw down the two-hander power jam.
Great power there, guys.
Well, you got to love his determination.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for the Suns.
You know, even after Memphis made that deep run into the playoffs a couple of years ago, the expectations weren't that high for them last year. I'm not sure how seriously this team is taken by NBA fans and media members, but this is a talented group. And remember, Rudy Gay returned a year ago, so that's an excellent starting 5.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Lionel Hollins was giving to his team. He told his guys, listen, we've got to make the most of every opportunity right now. We can win this game, but it's all about making every single possession count. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
It did seem that they were being slept on for most of last season, but lo and behold, Clark, you know, the Grizzlies were able to finish as one of the top 4 teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah, that was a heck of an accomplishment, but unfortunately they still went down to the 5th seed Clippers in a deciding Game 7 in that opening round of the playoffs, Kevin. It was one of the best series of the playoffs, though, and showcased, I think, 2 up-and-coming teams that we'll see contending in the playoffs for years to come.
Dragic kicks to Scola. Gortat defended by Allen. Stolen by Allen. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. He's got the ball.
Yeah, very opportunistic defense there, leading to those points.
That's exactly what they'll do to you, Steve. They will pounce on your mistakes.
Dragic the pass to Scola. It's stolen by Dragic. He feeds it to Dudley. Feeds to Dragic. Over Conley. Dragic gets the bucket. And the Suns lead by 5.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
Here's Gay. Gets it to go.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
And the Suns call time.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. Commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Marcus Camby, he's checked in for Memphis. Brown dishes to Dudley. Over Gay. Dudley, no luck. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Allen kicks to Gay. And that one's good.
Just too easy. They're getting whatever they want down there.
You said it, Steve. 5 straight field goals inside for him. The defense has to clamp down here.
And Dudley kicks to Skoll. Stolen by Gay. To take the lead, it's hauled in by Brown. Suns have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Here's Dragic. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Camby. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. No one near him. Allen, that's good.
And that's what you love to do as the road team, Kevin. Hit the big shot to take the crowd right out of it.
Well, they've done that for sure.
They sure have. That shot right there had a huge effect on this crowd.
1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 on the clock. That one from long range. Dragic has got 5 points in the quarter.
That's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Shannon Brown. The Grizzlies also making a change. Marc Gasol's checked in for Marcus Camby.
You know, you look at Randolph, guys, and what stands out is the consistency. He's been a 20 and 10 guy for most of his career, so dependable. And, you know, there aren't many guys like that in the league. But with Randolph, you know what you're getting every night.
Well, of course, his offensive rebounding part of the equation there, even on nights he might struggle. He's great at chasing down his own shot and putting the ball back in the hole after he retrieves it.
Here's Dragic, over by Conley. Leaps for it, and out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. The Grizzlies have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. 35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Randolph sets a screen for Conley. Shoots over Dragic. And again, Memphis no good. The Suns have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Nails it!
Huge bucket.
They don't get much bigger than that, Steve.
And that one falls for Dragic.
And those free throws will make things very hard on them. Only a 3 will save them now.
There's 18 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Conley. Another miss by Conley. Dragic with it. Money!
They're looking good here, adding to this lead.
Yeah, you know, time winding down here, the score and the clock clearly in their favor.
So the Suns win it. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Goran Dragic.